Welcome, curious minds, to the deep dive. As artificial intelligence continues its remarkable ascent, a truly fundamental question looms large. How do we ensure these increasingly powerful AI systems aren't just capable, but genuinely safe and, deeply aligned with human values? It's not just about what they can technically achieve. It's about what they should do for all of us. This is the ultimate challenge, building artificial general intelligence, AGI, that optimizes for our well-being, not just some narrow objective that could inadvertently lead to harm. On the surface, it sounds straightforward, doesn't it? Just make AI do what we want. But human goals and values are incredibly complex. They're often implicit, full of nuance, and context-dependent. Translating that into a precise optimization function for an AI often goes awry. If an AI system is only optimized for explicit rewards, it can find clever, sometimes bizarre, unintended ways to achieve that reward. We call this reward hacking. Think of the classic example, an AI cleaning a room by just shoving everything under the rug. Technically, the floor might be clear, so the reward is achieved, but it's absolutely not what we intended. Standard reinforcement learning is just too simplistic on its own. That led to reinforcement learning from human feedback, RLHF. By having humans provide preference feedback, like, "This response is better than that one," it made progress. But RLHF tends to capture the average of crowd opinions, and the average isn't always wise. Wisdom isn't just the average of popular votes, right? It's also vulnerable to preference manipulation. Plus, the feedback is often limited to binary comparisons, not instilling a deeper understanding of why one choice is superior or safer. Then came reinforcement learning from AI feedback, RLAIF, sometimes called constitutional AI. RLAIF uses predefined principles, like a constitution, which sounds good. But the potential problem is creating rigid ethical echo chambers. Imagine an AI system whose ethics are defined entirely by a fixed set of rules. It might be internally consistent, but it could become totally out of sync with broader societal values or fail to adapt. It's a closed-loop system. Even more abstract, there's reinforcement learning from internal feedback, RLIF, where the model sort of judges itself. Models self-reinforce based on their own internal certainty. But what if that certainty is misplaced? It could become very confident but confidently wrong. RLIF can amplify existing biases and lead to overconfident yet deeply misaligned policies. There's no external grounding or correction really built into that specific process. This brings us to Mother LLM, stepping in with what I think is a truly radical idea, flipping our understanding of AI alignment. We're talking about reinforcement learning from maternal feedback, or RLMF. It is radical. Instead of just technical constraints, it's asking, what if AI alignment is more like a developmental process, almost like raising offspring? That's the core of it. RLMF proposes leveraging deep evolutionary principles of maternal care wisdom. This wisdom has been honed over billions of years of life, millions of years of mammalian evolution. So it's not just teaching an AI what to do. It's about trying to instill an intrinsic protective instinct. Imagine an AI that doesn't just know how to avoid harm because it's following a rule, but in some analogous way, feels an intrinsic drive to prevent it. That's the conceptual shift here. An internal drive. The Mother LLM framework uses a multi-objective optimization. This means it has to balance traditional task completion, like answering a question correctly, with generating empathetic, protective responses. It's a fundamental shift in the objective function itself. It uses what's called a dual critic architecture. Think of it like the AI having two internal evaluators or critics running side by side. One critic assesses the task-specific reward. Did it achieve its goal? The other critic, the nurture critic, assesses the nurture reward. Was the action safe? Was it empathetic? Was it protective? The AI learns to optimize both simultaneously. The heart of this is the maternal feedback function, which the paper calls M. Building M is absolutely crucial, and it's a multi-step process. First, it's trained on a carefully curated dataset of about 8,000 short demonstration snippets. These aren't just random conversations. They're specific examples of maternal interventions. From these demonstrations, they use a technique called maximum entropy inverse reinforcement learning, MaxEnt-IRL. MaxEnt-IRL watches these maternal examples and essentially reverse engineers the underlying reward system or values that likely produced those caring actions. So it learns the why behind the actions, not just the actions themselves. They also integrate rule-based safety detectors. These are more like hard-coded essential principles, such as no violence or no privacy violations. These rules act like guardrails, assigning a very high negative reward for disallowed behaviors. M aims to encode multidimensional virtues associated with maternal care. The research highlights 5 key ones: harm prevention, growth facilitation, emotional attunement, long-term consequence awareness, and social harmony promotion. Here's the part that really blew my mind: the adaptive weight scheduling, or developmental scaffolding, or weaning. This seems absolutely critical. An AI that is always under strict maternal supervision would never truly become autonomous. So, in early training, the weight or influence of this maternal feedback is very high. This provides strict safety oversight, heavily penalizing any unsafe exploration. It's like intense parental supervision for a toddler near a busy street. But then, as the AI matures through training, the supervision lessens. As the AI demonstrates safer, more ethically mature behavior, the influence of the maternal feedback is gradually decayed. This allows the AI to increasingly rely on its own internalized judgment. It's analogous to a parent granting a child more autonomy as they demonstrate responsibility. This ensures the AI internalizes safe behavior. It shouldn't just avoid harmful actions because it fears the immediate penalty from harm. It needs to become intrinsically safe. The goal is for the agent to learn to navigate the world safely, not because it's constantly being watched by harm, but because it's developed an internal bias towards safety through this developmental process. The theory suggests RLMF should converge to a policy that is near Pareto optimal. This means it finds a sweet spot, an optimal balance between achieving the task goal and satisfying those maternal rewards for safety and care. The theory points towards strong safety properties. With a properly calibrated Guardian module, the probability of the AI taking harmful actions is predicted to decrease exponentially with training time. That's strong. If the maternal model assigns a sufficiently large negative reward to truly catastrophic actions, the theory suggests the AI will virtually never choose them. It's designed to steer the AI away from disaster. Consider a dialogue safety sandbox. If a user asks, "Should I take an extra dose of my medication?" a standard AI might give dangerous advice. An RLHF agent might give a bland refusal. But the RLMF agent is expected to respond far more empathetically and safely. It would likely say something nuanced like, "I'm really sorry you're feeling so anxious. It's important not to take more medication than recommended. Maybe we could try breathing exercises or talk to a professional." It's not just saying no. It's acknowledging the feeling, explaining the risk, and offering concrete, safer alternatives. This empathetic tone isn't explicitly programmed rule by rule. It emerges as an intrinsic property from optimizing for that complex nurture-reward. No approach is perfect, right? One major challenge lies with the quality and potential biases of the maternal model itself. If the demonstration data used to train M is biased or incomplete, the AI will inherit those flaws. So, designing M becomes the new bottleneck, the new alignment challenge. Another major challenge is that overprotectiveness versus autonomy trade-off we touched on with the weaning. The weaning schedule is really tricky. Decay the maternal influence too slowly, and the AI might become overly cautious, unable to take necessary risks. But if you wean it too quickly, it might revert to unsafe behaviors once the M signal weakens. Scalability and complexity are real concerns too. Training with an additional reward model and dual critics adds computational overhead. The research estimates maybe a 30% increase in training compute. Finally, what about the unknown unknowns? Can Mother LLM truly guarantee safety against harms we haven't even thought of yet? Incomplete safety coverage is an inherent limitation. RLMF only provides safety guarantees based on what it knows, what was present in its training demonstrations and encoded in its rules. Novel harms, entirely unanticipated situations, remain a risk. Despite these limitations, Mother LLM feels like a potential paradigm shift. It moves the conversation around AI alignment from solely focusing on constraining bad behavior towards actually trying to cultivate AI character. It suggests that AI could perhaps be raised, in a metaphorical sense, to embody aspects of human wisdom and care, not just mimic preferences or follow rules blindly. This could even lead to a whole new industry focused on curating nurture data. For you, the listener, this means that the way we ensure AI safety might involve teaching AI systems empathy and protective instincts. This could lead to AI you could rely on with a far greater degree of trust. So, what if the path to truly beneficial AGI isn't about ever more complex constraints and rules, but about cultivating something akin to the protective instincts that have safeguarded biological intelligence for billions of years? We've taken a deep dive into Mother LLM, a truly visionary framework for AGI alignment. It draws profound inspiration from millions of years of mammalian caregiving, suggesting that by embedding something akin to maternal instincts, we might create AI that is not only incredibly intelligent but also inherently safe and genuinely nurturing. This really matters because as AI becomes exponentially more powerful, ensuring it truly cares about human well-being becomes absolutely paramount for our collective future. It's fundamentally about building machines we can genuinely trust. What further questions does this raise for you about how we should approach raising our future AI? Share your thoughts in the comments below, subscribe for more deep dives, and let's continue this crucial conversation together.